Hello, my name is Abundant Lei 118. Thank you for coming to my channel. Join me today to do our collective energy read. I hope you've had a wonderful, fabulous day. I actually have had a really awesome day so far, and I am fasting currently for the next 3 days. So wish me luck on that. I'll be doing a liquid only fast. I want to reset my metabolism a little bit and just kind of give my body a break. I like fasting every so often. I think it's really good, and it's also really amazing if you have a spiritual career path. Anytime you fast, you are giving your body a chance to really connect to self, to really connect to spirit. And I think it's an awesome thing to do every few months, just to kind of give your body a complete reset and a wake-up call. Some people also do like a detox. I'm not doing any special detox. I'm more just wanting to make sure I give my body extra fluids, because I have been doing a lot of outside work recently, where I'm like out in the sun longer. And I would just like to kind of give my body a chance to rehydrate without being dehydrated by certain food items. So I hope otherwise that you have been doing some fun things. It is, give me 1 second. I actually have come up with some cool, so I'm going to start calling my Mondays our Mindful Mondays. And it's a chance for us to be more mindful of the things we do, the things we say, and the actions that we take. And so I love that I started my Mindful Monday off with fasting and bringing some awareness to fasting. You don't have to do extended periods. Again, I'm just doing 3 days, and I'm doing a more like liquid fast. That way I'm still giving my body nutrients and such, but just cutting back on the harder to digest things that can sometimes be a little hard for the body to have to do that extra work. I'm just giving it a little break, and I'm doing a lot of the digesting for it by putting everything in juice form or liquid form, so that my body has a chance to actually break down the things it needs to break down, and actually be able to filtrate it out quick enough for my body to rejuvenate. This first day I'm actually doing water only, and I really enjoy doing that at the beginning of a fast. I think I'm actually going to maybe do it into day 2 as well. And again, that's just because by just giving my body just bring water for 2 days, I make sure my body is getting the hydration it needs, because again, sometimes we just need a little extra hydration, and I want to make sure I'm giving my body time to really get in all the fluid that it can, especially things like water and stuff. So I am going to pick 3 cards as always. They will kind of give us our energy and what I will pull from and kind of talk on, and then our final card will be kind of more like, it can be advice, it can be sometimes it's just like a make sure you pay attention to this warnings. I don't really like warnings per se, because they're not necessarily warnings, but more just things to look out for. And let me go ahead and get started. So today I'm actually going to do, oh, this is in the wrong space, sorry. I'm actually going to do our Hidden Heart Secrets. And then for our extra card, I'm going to do the Rider Waite today. I was kind of staring at my money cards, but I kind of feel like I want to do Rider Waite. So I'm going to do that one today. Oh, almost forgot. My protection mist. So I always have an incense burning close by. So I actually have my, which one did I do? Sage today. And then I have my protection mist. And this, again, is just to protect me from the energies that come from the reading, to make sure that I'm not picking up anything and not putting in my own energy into the reading as well. And also, as always, if you hear some sounds, that is my dear little puppy Paw Paw here. He is actually right next to me today, not sitting where he normally is in his personalized space. Today he decided he wanted to come by me. He likes to sniff the incense, which I kind of don't like him to do so much, but he enjoys it. So I don't, look, I'm not going to tell him how to live his best puppy life, okay? And he is not a little tiny puppy. He is 2 years old, and he is a German pinscher. So he is fairly big for a dog. Okay, So when he stands, he is my height, and I am 5'8". So he is perfectly fine. Oh, he is wandering today. He is very inquisitive today. And now he's coming for lovies. Hello, buddy. Hi, puppy pawpaw. Hello, my Scorpio. Oh, okay. See, now he's getting too excited. Sir, go sit down. No, go sit down. Go sit down. Go sit down. Go home. Go sit down. You can't go that way. You gotta go back the way you came. As you can see, he's trying to pop up here. I told you guys he is big. He's not a little dog. But he thinks he's a little dog, and I think that is so cute. Oh, we had 3 cards actually pop out. So normally I do not take this many. So I normally would just, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. We'll see how I feel about those cards. Because I happen to see all 3. So normally if I flip them and like I only see one, that normally is telling for me. But I saw all 3. So I feel like there's energy that needs to be talked about with that. So I'm gonna grab our 3 that I actually choose, because I like to do cards that I choose. And there's our 3rd. Oops, move you back into place. And then bottom of the deck for us today is, oh guys, collective. Hopeless, sinking, despair, falling apart. Oh, collective, I hope that you're not feeling hopeless today. And if you are feeling hopeless, I am sending you lots of love. Feel better, okay? All right. What am I noticing? I like to stare at the cards to see what I feel from it. This woman looks distraught, but what I'm feeling off of her is more of confusion. It's like if you've ever seen, have you ever seen this, like a scene in a movie where like the person is like, there's just so many things running through. Oh, I'm hearing that song. All the things you said running through my head. All the things you said running through my head. That's what I'm feeling off of the hopeless card. It's actually not necessarily that you're feeling hopeless as much as it's like there's these thoughts in your head, right? So it definitely feels like it's one of those things where this is not your everyday. This might be just a one-off day, and that's okay. We all can have days where just things just feel off, and I feel like something was said to someone, and that's why they're feeling a bit hopeless at the moment. They feel like they want to communicate more, right? They want to talk it out. They want to talk about it, but they kind of feel like it's kind of like when you feel like if you say something, you're more worried that if you say the wrong thing, then it's just going to bring you down a spiral, or even more down that spiral. And I am telling you, I don't feel like it's actually going to be as bad as you think it will be. I think it's much better to just have the conversation, just talk it out, because feeling hopeless is never a good feeling. And as advice, I would rather you speak up for what you feel and let the other person know. Hold on one second. I want to make sure that you can see the cards. Okay, there we go. I like to make sure the cards are actually in view. Okay. There we go. All right. So our first card, we have longing. Okay. Yeah. So craving, aching, and wanting. Okay, guys. So with the longing card and then hopeless, that's kind of tying in for me. It's that feeling of, again, kind of how I spoke to about there's something that you want to do. Like, you know how like sometimes there's a conversation that needs to be had and you don't have the conversation right away. Most times it's because you're like, oh, is it really that serious? But the thing about it is, if something makes you uncomfortable, it is that serious. And I think as a society, we've kind of gotten accustomed to feeling like we shouldn't speak on every single thing. And yes, I agree, sometimes it's just, if it's truly something that's truly petty, like something where you're nitpicking, that's one thing. But I don't feel like this is something where it's nitpicking. I actually feel like this is something where there is a need to discuss something or to express feelings of some kind. There's some type of need for expression. And that's why there's this sense of like longing and also hopelessness. Like someone is not expressing themselves the way that they know they should be. And it's creating problems for them because they're not expressing themselves. It's leading to them feeling like, kind of like I said, kind of defeated, but in reality, you really aren't going to be defeated. You just have desires that you need to speak on, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with speaking on your desires. I actually would say I would love you to. Yep, silence. So frozen, no words, stonewall. So yeah, there's this need for you to speak up, but there's this sense of like you're holding back. And this is actually just prolonging the feelings that you're having of the hopelessness and longing, because you have things that need to be said, but you're just not saying them. And I feel like there's a calling for you to go ahead and just say those things. Say the things that you need to say so that you can feel better, okay? And it will actually make you feel better, okay? Yep, told you guys. So we got nourished, self-growth, self-focus, soul finding. So absolutely, if you go ahead and face whatever is making you feel like you need to silence yourself, you will feel so much better. You will feel so much better. And I actually, this is why I held off with reading those 3 cards until the end, because I really wanted to make sure that I knew the first card 100% was going to tie into the reading, but I wanted to be sure that those follow-up cards had something to do with this, and I definitely feel more confirmed now that they do, with them all coming out together. So here's what I got from that. So with nourishing, again, it's going to help you grow. It's going to help you focus. It's going to help you feel more connected to yourself. And it all stems from a conversation or an interaction or just doing something that you're desiring to do that will actually give you inspiration, but you're just not doing it yet. And here is why I believe you're not doing it, okay? So our first card is actually peace, which speaks to balance, harmony, and friendship. Okay, so off the bat, I told you I did feel like that the peace card was there, and there's peace that you're going to feel from expressing your desires. You're going to finally feel that harmony. You're going to feel like you have nourished yourself, right? You're going to ease that need of longing and craving and aching, and you won't feel a need to have to be silent anymore. Sometimes there is peace in silence, but sometimes you bring disharmony to yourself by silencing yourself, right? So there's always that duality, right? To ease yourself of the hopelessness, you want to create peace. Because you're not speaking up for yourself, because you're not speaking up on what you desire and what you feel, you're not having the conversation, it's leading to you doing more spying and feeling more trapped. Which is why then there's now hopelessness and longing and silence, because you're having to do behaviors that are not your normal behaviors. They're outside of who you are because your peace is disturbed. Okay, when your peace is disturbed, you have a much higher chance of doing things like spying, right? Social network information ways. You're looking for the answers that you want to find, and you'll start doing it in ways that are outside of yourself. And now you feel trapped because you feel stuck, you feel tied, now you feel captive, but you're captive to your own emotional state, right? You're choosing a state where you're not fulfilling what you need. You're not giving yourself peace of mind. You're not giving yourself the calmness, the nourishment that you desire. Now, I do see that coming in the future. I do see you finding your peace, and I do see you overcoming, because like I said, peace was on top of these, which means these are further and further away, right? You started, maybe you were feeling kind of stuck in something, you started doing a little spying, and then now you have peace in the future, okay? Because the closer it is, the more current it is. The further away, the further back it was. So there is this element of there's behaviors that you did that now have you feeling hopeless, right? When you spy, it's kind of like if your partner does something, right? And you spy on your partner. What ends up happening to you? You now go down a spiral, right? An emotional, mental spiral where you feel very uncomfortable, and there's now lack of trust. There's this just chaos in the way that you feel about them. You don't know if you can trust yourself. You don't know if you can trust them. Now you don't know if you can trust other people. You start to question if you're a good judge of character, and the spiral just goes and goes and goes on. And I am saying I want to eliminate that spiral going forward. No more of that energy, no more of that dynamic, no more. Okay? We are going to ask for what we want. We're going to speak up for ourselves. We're going to say how we feel, and we're not going to do it from a place where we feel judged of doing it. We're going to be confident in it, okay? And if you're not at a place where you feel confident yet, by doing this bit by bit, you're going to be validating your own sense of confidence by taking the initiative to speak up when something makes you uncomfortable. You will know one thing that narcissists always say is they know someone that they can manipulate and someone that they can't manipulate by the way that that person advocates for themselves, okay? So the more you're willing to speak up for yourself, the less you're going to be willing to take foolishness from people. You're going to have standards for yourself, and sometimes our standards were knocked down by interactions that we've endured over the years, or just our own just lack of belief. You want to build your belief back, you need to start taking actions that show yourself that you are confident in speaking for yourself. Remember, we all have an inner child, and that inner child, when they feel they're misunderstood, they're not being heard, they're not being respected, that first starts with the way you make them feel before it becomes anyone else, right? Because our self-reflection is what our inner child is, and it will show you where you have not listened to yourself, where you have cheated yourself of opportunities out of fear or just feeling less than. And so this is your chance to stand up for yourself and ask yourself for forgiveness by taking those little steps and not silencing yourself, not going down a spiral of needing a spy and to trap. Instead, no, we're going to take initiative, we're going to fix the dynamic, and we're going to heal things for ourselves. Okay? Actually, let me shuffle this thing. I was already like doing it. I'm like, wait, no, I need to shuffle it. I'm going to grab our final card here. I really like the energies, though, that we have had so far. I think they're really beautiful, and they are supportive and caring.